Our little sofa table is really coming along. I've got the leg and rail assembly here. The frame that's going to surround our tile top is in a clamp and drying over on another table. So while that's drying, I'm going to start my sanding process here. So where we're at on this is we've got to sand this, completely seal it before the tile can go in from the top. In that sanding process, I want to make sure I get off any remaining pencil lines, any milling marks that are left over. So make sure you do a good job on the sanding and the staining and the finishing if you're going to choose to stain it. And we'll be ready to install that tile in no time at all. As I was sanding the frame, one of the things I noticed is that this miter on this corner has got a little bit of an opening to it out here. So that's okay, because it provides me a great opportunity to show you how you can fix this if anything like this happens to you. So I use this approach a lot when I get these tiny, tiny little gaps that I want to make go away. The answer is in yellow glue, and what we're going to do is get a little bit of yellow glue to go down into that joint. I want to leave it so that I don't have a lot of glue on the surface. Now the key is moving quickly, because while that glue is still wet, we're going to come with the sanding block. I've got 120 grit sandpaper on the block. And what's happening is the glue is wet, I'm sanding, which oddly enough creates sawdust. And the sawdust is going right down into the glue that I left in that opening. And filling it in and making it invisible, and looks like I did a perfect miter right from the start. So as you're working through the sanding on your project, if you run into a problem like this, great tip to remember, fill in it with yellow glue, sand over the wet glue, and it's going to close it right up. I'm going to do some more sanding on this, get some finish on them, then we'll be ready for some assembly on our table. A couple things happened while you weren't looking. I fastened the bottom into the frame. So that's a piece of 1/4-inch MDF. It's secured up into the rabbet from underneath. Then I put the whole top upside down on a bench, and I centered the leg and rail assembly on the bottom of the top and put screws through those screw pockets in here. So everything is secure. We're ready to tile our table. Now, we can't just set the tile in there because then it's going to be loose. We need a way to secure it. The answer for this is going to be a hot melt glue, but it's not just any hot melt glue. It's hot melt glue that's also a polyurethane glue. So we'll get a few dabs of that on the bottom, seat the tile into those hot dabs. We're going to be good to go. If we hit the corners, we're going to be just fine. Now, of course, you know it is hot glue, so don't dilly or dally, because we don't want it to start to grab or harden before our tile is in place. And I did do remember we've done a couple test fits to make sure the tile is going to go in there, so we're fine that way. And then I got a little bit of time to just make sure it's centered within the frame. And then I'm going to quit touching it. Looks great. And what's nice about this is we've got a surface here where you can set bottles or coffee cups or whatever on there, and it's one big coaster. You don't have to worry about marking up your tabletop because we got a piece of floor tile in there that's very durable. And I really like how it looks up against the stained oak. So that takes care of making our tiled table. Hope you enjoyed this project. Pretty easy one to put together, and hope you try making it in your shop.